Hey everybody, my name is Paul K. Welcome to Saturday Mornings Outdoors. This edition we're going to do a little restoration. If you followed a few episodes back, I went to a gun show and I purchased a 1953 Kodiak Bear Recurve, which is a really high quality bow. It was in pretty good condition, and this episode's about seeing if I can get it back into hunting mode. I'm going to clean it up and see if anything needs repairs and set it back up and see if we can get it to get some meat. It's a beautiful bow. Bear makes some really beautiful, especially that Kodiak Recurve series. And let's see where it takes us. I don't know what's going to happen. The bow might explode the first time I use it. It's 70 years old, but I'm going to do my best and see if I can get it flying again. Stay tuned. If you're interested in archery and hunting and all that kind of stuff, I'll let you know. So here it is. This is the bow, and if you can see, it's every recurve has this on it. Every bow has this on it, but it's 60 inches. That's how long it is, and it's 45 pounds, and that's the pull that it is. And 45 pounds happens to be the legal shooting weight that you must have to take big game in Massachusetts. And I generally shoot a 60-pound bow, but this is in the ballpark enough to use for hunting, and it is just a beautiful bow, but it needs 10 to 11 care. So how I generally start off with a bow is a used bow is to check and make sure that the limbs have not been bent, because a lot of guys try to string their bows the old school way and they don't do it right and they twist the limbs and it's irreparable. You can't do that. So if you lay it on a flat surface and you can see that all the way down, you can see any imperfections in the twist. Just flip it over and do the same thing. And this one looks perfect, and that's what I bought it. I would recommend doing that. There is the Bear medallion, very desirable and collectible for bear archery enthusiasts. But I would do that every recurve that you're going to buy, do that kind of check. And that's the first thing that you would do. Now, I noticed on this particular bow that it's been shot a lot, and this area where the string sits is down through the fiberglass. Maybe they made it that way, but I don't think so. It's just been shot a heck of a lot. So I'm going to put 3 coats of clear paint, spray paint, and wait 24 hours between each coat just to get that layer back up there to protect that wood. Other than that, this thing seems to be flawless. So let's go. Let's start getting this thing back into shape for 2023 hunting season and get some meat with it. And so I have Krylon Gloss Crystal Clear paint, and I'm going to be using this. So basically it's pretty simple. Just to put, I want to get a protective layer on that, on the bow area there. So and get my drippies and just kind of along the edges, just clean it up, because I just want that paint in the groove. And I'm going to do this 3 separate times to each end with a 24-hour wait between each, just to build up that layer in there. I want to get that layer in there to protect that fiberglass. You probably could shoot it like it is, but you'll really ruin the bow. You can see it's telling you I'm hurt and I got a boo-boo and I need it to be fixed. So next, what I already did this, but the old rug on the shelf, I removed that. It's a piece of material, for people that don't know, that the arrow sits on. It's called a rug, and this is called the shelf. And I removed that, and then there was a side friction plate here, and I removed that. And it's got 70-year-old dried glue. I removed most of it by basically nice and easy with a cloth, but I want to dissolve the rest of it with a little bit of WD-40. You can use lighter fluid, and you just let that sit for a little bit, get it all up in there, and that'll break down the dried up 70-year-old glue, you know, and then it'll be easier to remove. So let's wait. So get a nice textured cloth for this, and you can just rub it, and you can feel the gunk that's dissolved. Get that off there. Lighter fluid works well too. I think it's pretty much any petroleum-based product will break down old glue and that gummy residue. Like when you take a price tag off something and that glue crap stays on there. Any petroleum-based product, see, look at that. That came out really nice. That cleaned it up real good. And now it's ready for new installation of new stuff on there. A new rug, and I like a flipper. It's called a Flipper S2. It's old school, but I love it. That's all I shoot on my bows, and I love that thing. But we'll get to that in a little while. And next up, I recommend this for every recurve you got or any kind of fine wood. Get a high quality car wax. I generally use this for my motorcycle, but it works. You know, it's wax. It's great. And wax your bows, and it gets all the dirt and grime that's built up from sweat and, you know, just use. And it's you'll see the difference. It's incredible. It's micro polishing the wood and the finish. You ain't gonna hurt the finish with this. This is the best thing this bow could want, or any bow could. So the wax is hazed off, and now it's time to just polish, just like you're waxing your car. You will be absolutely love the finish. You're micro polishing it is all basically what you're doing. It comes out like beautiful furniture. Whoops, sorry. And just continue to do the whole bow, and this cleans it up. It's good for a year. You know, depends on how hard you hunt and what kind of junk you run through, and that would be the next step. Clean it up. It's coming along. These quality bows are just works of art. They're just beautiful. I mean, imagine trying to hand carve that. You know, I know self bows and all that, but these just unbelievably gorgeous, and they're fun to shoot, and they're accurate, and they're strong, and they last forever and ever, usually. We don't know that yet. So now you can see where I made the repair, that it's glossy in there, and that's got 3 coats of 24 hours between each, and that should be plenty of protection. I know a full-on bowyer, a guy that professionally works on bows, would probably, I don't know, put some kind of gel coat or something, but this will last as much as, for what I'm going to shoot it, I just added another 50 years to it, I bet. You know, whoever shot this before, if that's worn because of shooting, that's a lot of shooting. To be really honest with you, I've never seen a bow that was worn down like that. Maybe this is just how it's made, but I don't think so. It looks like wear. And this was not glossy before I painted it. You can see the gloss in there now, maybe. Yeah, see that? See that shine? That's the layers of paint that I put in there to protect it. You could probably use epoxy in there too, but I think it came out pretty good for what I want to do with it. So just for identification purposes, most bows, but especially Bear, they mark everything. You know, it'll give you all the info. It says right there, Canada, 1953. Hopefully you can see that. You know, so you can tell how old the bow is and check the patents and see what models and everything. Bear Archery Company, Grayling, Michigan. And so between that, you get all the information. Generally, it's right on. So just as a little fun side note, I have a nephew that I used to take hunting, and we were hunting with a bow, and we were rabbit hunting, and we got a few rabbits, and he loved to hunt. His name was Chris, and he was only a kid at that time, 12 years old, 11, 12 years old, and he wanted the bow. It was his shot next, and he said, "Give me the bow, Uncle Paul. It's my shot. I need to have the bow that fell from the sky." And I said, "What?" And I looked at him, and I just like, dude. So that was the name of that bow from that point on. It just came out of his head. He goes, "I need the bow." He was playing, you know, in his mind, Indian, you know, Native American and all that. So he goes, "It is now the bow that fell from the sky." And he christened it. It was so cool, and it just came out of nowhere. Forever and ever now, that particular bow, which is my main hunting bow, it's the same as this, only it's a much later version, but I've had it for a good 25 years. But anyway, it is the bow that fell from the sky. So I got to figure out a name for this bow. That's all, but I thought you'd the bow that fell from the sky. Only a 12-year-old kid could think of something. I love you, Chris. So, you see this, just as a philosophical kind of thing, after having said that about my cousin, or my nephew rather, this is real adventure. The shotguns, the rifles, and when you go actually hunting, each and every time you go out, it's a real life adventure. And that's the point of these videos, really. That really the main thing, what I'm trying to do is to get you young kids out in the woods and the ocean and the lakes and the ponds and get out fishing and hunting, because it's way more fun than being online, man. This is real adventure. And you need to name your bows and you need to name your shotguns. It gives life to it. And it's an adventure, man. You got to let that hunt spirit, that spirit of hunting, be alive in you. And it makes it more exciting and more thrilling, you know. I mean, it's really, really an enjoyable, lifelong pastime. And men have been doing it and women have been doing it for thousands of years, and it's really worthwhile. That's all I want. You know, it's kind of funny. You don't have to tell an 11-year-old kid to name a bow. He just does it. And that's the spirit. That's what I'm talking about. They know what it is. It's an adventure. It's an adventure, and it lights you up. And it's just too cool. Just that thought of my nephew doing that is just really, it's inspiring, and it's just how the hunt should be, you know, and the fishing and all that. And that stays up in you, inside you, and it keeps you young, and it just keeps you going, and you're looking forward to next week. And that's the purpose of these shows, really. So I've got the 3 coats on both ends. I even think I put a couple more on there. I just wanted to show you the difference. This is its stepbrother. This is the other recurve, the Bear Kodiak, and that's what the Bear Kodiak looks like. Now this one, it's about 15, 20 years old, and I shoot the heck out of that. But this one, that's the one that I repaired. I put the layers in there. I don't know if that's how they made them, or that this bow has been shot so much. So I don't know what to think on that, but I do know that it's protected, even if that's the case, if it's been shot that much. But I just wanted to show you the difference. We roll on. So at this point, I want to start setting it up. So I want to put a new shelf on. I mean, a new rug on the shelf. And this is that comes in a little kit. I don't use the plates because I'm going to use a flipper rest. Comes in little kits like that. So this is the bear rug, and you just set it up on there. You mark it, you trim it, and then you attach it with this adhesive to the shelf. So I'm going to do that. So I've installed the rug. Come out really good. I've trimmed it. Whoops. Trimmed it off. You take the measurement and then you install it up. And now I'm going to mount the rest. I use the flipper rest 2 or regular flipper rest. And I've been using these forever, and I love these. They got all kind of arrow rests. You can spend hundreds, you can spend $5, but I love these deals. You know, set this thing up. So we find the placement for the flipper rest, and then peel it, unstickify it. That, and then there's like a little kisser button you put right here, and I'll get that. These guys are kind of getting harder to find. You can find them at Bass Pro, but they're getting spotty. I was at a gun show, and a guy was selling, he must have bought an inventory. I bought like 10 of them, and look at the price, $4. Normally these are $20, $25, but this is all I want to shoot. There's so many thousands, literally, of arrow rests, and this is simple and functional, and it works good, real good. So if you get a chance, pick up you one. So just to give you a comparison of the old and the new, this is my official bow that I always hunt with, and this is the new stepbrother, and they're pretty much almost identical. And you know, the finish is different. I chose this kind of wood, but you can see, and this one also has a bow stabilizer mount, where they didn't have that technology back in '53, but the style and design is all more identical, or pretty much identical, except the limbs seem to be a little bit wider on the newer ones as opposed to the old ones. But let's get this strung up, and I'll get the brace height right and the put a knock on it. So let's get this bow knocked up. So what you need is knocking pliers, some knocks, and a bow square. So what correct knock points do is it keeps your arrow on a true straight flight. It won't wiggle that way, or it won't wiggle that way. It won't go right to left. If you do it, just the very first initial setup, you have to monkey with it a little bit, do what's called a paper test, but that's generally how you set the knock. And there it is. And pretty much the second last thing to do is you got to wax the string. On a brand new string, there's friction when you shoot, so you just got to wax the string, and this will prolong the life of your string. And these are 16 strands, these strings. So basically you take your wax, and easy to do, wax it, run this stuff on there, and then kind of just massage it in. You don't have to go nuts with it. It'll work its way in as you shoot it. Oops. And this thing is almost ready. I can't believe it. I'll get the other. And there it is. It's finished. And there's only one thing left to do, and that's shoot it. This is the 53, and this one is my normal hunting bow, so they're stepbrothers now. So there you go. They're ready to go, man. And $65. Can you believe it? I paid full price for mine. $65. It looks beautiful. I wonder how it shoots. The string is a little loud, but I can put silencers on that. It shoots like a dream. There's nothing wrong with it. It's like I'm back in 1953. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week. Thank you very much.